it's not a good place to start from to consider what your limitations are, and how you might move beyond them becomes much more important than that. So French verbs at age 5 was the idea of potential for me. Staying with the French theme, Mrs. Diggle, who was my French teacher at secondary school, so at age 12 she made me stand up in front of the dinner ladies on a school trip to France and recite in French the thank you, which I have been known to recite to myself before presenting in front of large crowds even today. So Mrs. Regis taught me about the importance of, to use football terminology, backing yourself in and standing up and actually saying what it is that matters to you, or standing up and taking the opportunity when it's offered to you, whatever that is for you. Somebody closer to home that has been very inspirational for me in my learning journey has been Dr. Mark Anderson from VU, who has taught me, I was thinking, what if I had to distill it down, what has he really taught me? A lot about discipline and a lot about managing my own ego and not getting seduced when it's looking good, and coping when it's not looking good. Mark was known while I was preparing my thesis, he was known to tell me that I would burn in the eternal fires of semicolon hell if I didn't learn to use the things properly. And he was at times very, very harsh. And continues to be so in his supervision of me today when I'm not on track. And I think of it as fine-tuning all of the time, and it's extremely important that for me, and I would say for all of us, that we stay open to the teachers that life offers us. And finally, very recently, I was in India in January this year, and I was doing some research on the way India relates to celebrities and heroes. So a lot of discussion about Tendulkar in that trip, and I was in a little place called Ganeshpuri, which is north of Mumbai, and I was sitting on the floor with the local priest and his kids and his mum and his wife running around doing the cooking, and talking to Prasad about who is his hero. And he said Tendulkar, and I said, why? And he proceeded to tell me that Tendulkar makes him proud. And the reason he makes him proud is because he sees him as humble. And he used the most beautiful anecdote that I'll share with you. He said that for him, the tree bearing no fruit stands tall and proud, and the tree laden with fruit bows. And I think that's really important to remember, what it is that we know and how we share that, and whether life's experiences are bitter or sweet. They are all knowledge and they are all learning, and the more we can embrace and encompass them, the better we are at bowing. I think it's terribly important, has been terribly important for me. So finally, I'd like to just say to you that as neophytes in your profession, some of you as neophytes in your profession, some of you continuing on, sometimes at a marker like this at graduation, you may feel charged with excitement and ambition about what's next for you, and others of you in the room may feel that you really don't know what's next, or you really don't know much at all. And I remember a number of my graduations from undergraduate and onwards, I have felt like that. What the hell happens next? Because I really have only got the piece of paper and I haven't known how to apply it. But one thing that I have reflected on, and one thing that I have learned, is that it's the actions in your everyday that matter so much more than these great markers of achievement in your life. As important as they are and as wonderful it is to see the pride and happiness on each of your faces receiving your certificates of graduation, it's your everyday actions that will really make the difference for you in your learning. And so I think that's a final reflection to consider who it is every day and what is your trademark in your chosen fields of profession, and how will you stay open to learning. And finally, I'd just like to say to all of you as graduates and all of your families, well done, congratulations, and savour the moment. And I didn't actually get to my graduation from VU, so I feel very honoured and privileged to share it with you today in some small way. Thank you.